I want you to think back. This is the early 2000s, known as the naughties. I don't know why somebody came up with that, but that's what they called them, the naughties. Yes, it was a fun time. And just imagine a talented photographer in London, one of the best places to be a photographer, wanting to photograph weddings for a living, help bring people this perennial happiness that they could look back at that moment they got married whenever they want. Imagine going to an event where there's over 100,000 visitors annually, so literally the biggest of its kind in the UK. Imagine so many visitors that, as a photographer, you cannot possibly serve them all by yourself in one lifetime. And so you know that there's got to be plenty there for you, plenty of opportunity, plenty of customers to speak to, and you've got 3 days in which to speak to them. I actually did try that. I went there and I got a stand. You know, you have to pay some money to get the stand. You are on a time clock, countdown. The minute the bell rings for you to start, it's countdown time. And so you got to get in there, start to sell, work at it, work the audience, talk to people, smile. Don't forget to smile. Look around and see what the other stands are doing so that you can get some ideas on how to deal with the questions from, what about this competitor? What about that competitor? And then imagine at the end of those 3 days, all that hard work, 12-hour days in the event and the time to get to the event and get back home. And then you look at the results. One wedding, one customer saying yes after all that effort. And imagine when that customer tells you later that they booked you not because of the event, but they booked you because somebody else had recommended you to them. And you think, this is interesting. I mean, there was water everywhere, but not a drop to drink when I break it down. And so someone said to me, no, Patrick, this is not the strategy you should be using. There's another strategy. What you should be doing is going to the places where people are going to get married. Go to the hotels, go to those wonderful locations where people are actually going to be starting the journey. So there's going to be people there who can talk about you and say, you're this wonderful photographer. So you're going straight to the source provider. Now imagine you go to the source provider and they then say, well, if we do accept you as one of our, preferred partners, wink, wink. If you do become a preferred partner, then one of the things that you need to be thinking about is you need to be able to commit to doing this every single week that we have one of these events, that we're welcoming people. Now imagine the days that they're going to be choosing are the weekends. When do people get married? On weekends. So how do I now leverage this opportunity? Only to find that people don't get married after coming to these events for at least 2 years. They take their time to plan the wedding. So there's, again, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. And then someone introduced me to this opportunity, which is about professional networking. I don't know what that means. What's professional networking? Okay, they tell me about professional networking. And professional networking is where you literally step into an organization which is all about networking. And they met at least 50 weeks out of 52 for the year, usually for breakfast. Imagine getting up early in the morning in London on these wonderful cold days in winter when it seems to be night when you're going to work and it's night when you're coming home from work. And you're going to this networking event first thing in the morning and you meet lots of other people and they want to advocate on behalf of your business because they're networking to share with their network this wonderful photographer who can help them. At last, water I could drink. And this is the thing that I want to share with you today is that, there are different ways that you can actually reach the audience. Yes, Mike talks about paid ads and he did an incredible job on that just a few weeks ago. So I would highly encourage you, if you've not seen that, to go and check it out. Because I'm not advocating against ads. I'm just talking to people here today who say, I either want another strategy or I just don't have the funds right now to look at ads. I want to help you to find that water because there's always water around you. It's everywhere. There's always opportunities everywhere around you. You just need to learn to know what works and how to find them.